So welcome, and welcoming you especially to this webinar today, and on dealing with depression. And my name is Godiva, and I'm a counselor and director of Godiva's Counseling Home Limited. Over the years, as a counselor, I have built extensive experience in supporting individuals facing various emotional and psychological challenges such as depression, romantic relationship issues, anxiety, and so on. I work both independently and in collaboration with a respected charity organization, providing counseling assistance to clients, and I will be your host for today. So before we proceed, in 1 minute, please, I will appreciate if you can kindly introduce your name, how you felt about the topic, and what you hope to achieve by the end of the section. Over to you, Amy.
I'm Amy. I felt really nervous coming today.
And I celebrate
my son's just come in. I felt like not anxious, but not in a bad. It was like more nerves, but like building up. And then I thought, I just want to learn really about my depression that I've got.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
And before we go, I really celebrate that courage, right? Because most people who experience depression, they tend to a bit shy away. But this is not the best. It's actually not the best. So it's a bold move to move forward, finding solution. And I celebrate you for that. Yeah. So today, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Okay.
Yeah, things to keep in mind. That's why we progress in this meeting today is that if at any point you have any questions, you can let me know by using the raise hand emoji. Yeah. And if you have any difficulty or need to leave early, you can let me know by sending a quick chat. And also the section will be an interactive one. So please feel very free to ask questions or contribute your thoughts. And you can let me know that you want to do any of this by using the raised hand emoji. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Yeah. So let's get straight into the section today. Yeah. So when we talk about depression, what actually are we referring to? What actually is depression? Is a mental health state that has really affected millions of people. Actually, if I'm saying millions of people have been affected by this health condition. Sadly enough, just a few are able to have that courage, just like you come out today, to face it and say, yeah, I acknowledge I have this and I want to work over this. I want to be myself and not just be under the captive of this kind of situation. So it's a negative experience that's filled with thoughts of isolation, frustration. And for me, I refer depression as a period when the mind tends to lie to you as an individual. Because if you agree with me, most of the time, hi, Alamanda, welcome. We've already started, so you can just join in. Any questions, you can let us know. Yeah? Okay, so for me, I see the depression as lies, as the period where the mind tends to lie to individuals, because it makes you see things in an opposite way, in a complete way that's not true. Some persons tend to feel that maybe I'm not loved. Why some persons feel maybe I'm not accepted. Why some persons feel like just different negative thoughts that actually in reality those things you're feeling might not be true. Most times are not true. So it's just the mind feeding the people or the individual with lies. And this is just to end up making that person frustrated and drowning in that condition. So some of the causes of depression include, but it's not limited to, biological factors that maybe brain imbalance, can be hormonal changes and so on. Why others are, and I see that as most reasons why people, most times, life events and stress. Life events can be traumatic experiences during younger age. That's when the person was younger, maybe as a child growing up with a parent. Some persons tend to have those built up traumatic experiences, maybe seeing their parents fighting, nagging, or being ignored, not being taken care of. So there's different kind of traumatic experiences. Why some experiences depression is something that some other people are experiencing as a result of poor relationship. It can be poor relationship with your romantic partner, and or maybe with other people around. So it tends to affect such a person's mental health. Some persons are affected by due to financial problems, or significant life changes can just trigger or make it worse for that person that escalated. So some persons experience this as a result of family history. Maybe in a situation, maybe a father or a grandfather or a mother or someone just in the history, there's this history of depression. So it tend to also pass over, and you see that younger generation also tend to grow up to have this mental health risk, have the risk of developing depression. And now, what are actually the consequences of depression? They are but not limited to this. Less productivity, putting stress on the relationship, and it can reduce the way you function or make you struggle in your daily functioning activity, your life in general. It can also affect your health because you notice either you sleep too much, or you sleep over the time, or you don't that is either you sleep too much, that's over the time, or you don't even sleep at all, you struggle to sleep, and you see yourself living on medications just to sleep. And most times, early stage of that medication, you notice it's working, but as time progresses, when you're taking this medication, you notice it's no longer working, the medication is no longer working, and you're finding it struggling to sleep. There are different symptoms actually, and some persons, it also leads them to substance abuse. They can take so many medications, maybe abuse the medication given to them by a doctor, or maybe expose themselves to taking alcohol or smoking, or just doing things that usually they wouldn't go that length. That's abusing everything just because of the condition they are. But these are actually not basically our focus today. The main focus is what are the practical steps that can help everyone who is experiencing this, or anyone who is experiencing this. Pastor, what are some little steps that can also help? And number one is seeking professional help. Seeking professional help. There are certain people who someone might feel a bit hello Alamandai, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry I joined late.
Yeah.
Mm,
But I hope you're following up.
yeah, I listened from you explaining that some things happen from the childhood, seeing the surrounding or the partner.
Yeah, those are kind of some courses. That's courses
Yeah.
people developing depression. Yeah, you're following.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like during the course, if you have any questions, let me know with the raised hand emoji, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for joining. So right now, in the practical steps what are the practical steps? That's my major interest that can help you walk through the phase of depression. What are the practical steps? And one of the practical steps is seeking professional help. Seeking professional help. And when you mention about seeking professional help, some persons tend to are a bit scared or maybe feeling unsure of what to expect when they seek for professional help, because they tend to feel that, okay, maybe this person is going to judge me, or maybe this person is going to maybe say anything that maybe, can I feel free to communicate anything with this person? Oh, hi, Alama. It's good.
Hello.
Yeah. So, when we talk about seeking professional help, some persons tend to shy away from it because it's more like I'm going to be judged, just like I said earlier, or I don't know what to discuss. But that's not the case, because you can actually discuss anything that seeking professional help, a professional is not someone who judges you. A professional is not someone who is there to tell you, oh, this is so poor of you, this is bad of you, you are inhuman for this. No, but it's to help you through that phase of emotional low, that is your low emotional state, right? So seeking professional help is very important. The next one is building a support network. Building a support network. You need a healthy support network. Let me say, if you should seek professional help, and maybe you surround yourself with people who are always degrading, that saying ill of you, saying things that are not helpful. Let me say you took the step of seeking professional help, and maybe you confined with someone close by you. These are the steps that I'm trying to take to help me improve myself, and the person is more like, what was the point? Why are you always like this? Or is it that are you that weak to seek for professional help? Not knowing that seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a sign of strength. So it's very important to surround yourself with helpful and healthy network that will not talk down on you, but whose words will form as a pillar to help you navigate that stage successfully. The next one is engaging in self-care. Engaging in self-care. When I'm talking about self-care here, I mean like taking care of yourself, brushing your hair, going out, doing that thing you know you like doing. Because most of the time, when you are in that very low state, you might feel like the world is over. What's the point? What's the point of doing all of this? There's no point. And if one is not careful, the thought of not wanting to live anymore comes in, because person feels, what's the point of living? Why do I even want to continue living? And the issue that the challenge the person is that is surrounding the person, that person tends to magnify it actually more than it actually is, because you're not in a very good state of mind. So it makes you feel like the world is over for you. It's, in fact, it's the worst case situation you are in. But that situation does not tell you that there are persons who are experiencing even worse more, or the situation does not tell you, okay, seek for a medical help or a professional help, like a counselor, to help you walk through ways you can handle this in a positive way. No, it makes you feel low and not wanting to discourse or do anything with anyone. So you must try as much as possible to engage in self-care and challenge every negative thought. Every negative thought, it's important you challenge it. And the next one is set achievable goals. Sometimes when you're always like, if you're always maybe at home, or you're not very much engaged in doing things, during the day you feel so overwhelmed because your mind is empty, you're not engaged. So you're always wondering, like, this thinking about the issue. The stop that is being low in that state, that's the issue. But when you try as much as possible to engage yourself in literature, it mustn't be something much. It might be just reading that chapter. It might just be taking the work out. It might just be having a chat with a friend, maybe calling a friend to check up on a friend. It might just be anything little, but make sure you set some activity, something you know you will do during the day. And before you know it, the day is run up and you are engaged. Your mind does not have that opportunity to wallow in that state of depression. And another one is you avoid self-isolation. Avoid self-isolation. The period of depression is a time when you want to stay alone. Actually, you just want to cut off. Even though you are someone who is very jovial, at that period, you don't even want to relate with people. You don't want to, you just want to cut off. Okay, I'll come back to you, Amanda. I see your hand. Yeah. So it's a period where you feel like you want to withdraw from people. You don't want to relate with people, because you just, even though you are someone who is you are outgoing kind of person, but you notice you don't want it anymore. You don't even want to communicate. You must avoid the situation, because the more you isolate yourself from the outside world or from what interests you, the more that you increase the tendency, or you sink deeper into that state of depression. And it's not very good. Yeah, your question, Alamanda, go on.
So I think basically you're suggesting when, let's say, some symptoms speak, that is just push back through
Sorry,
it
I can't hear you.
rather than yeah. Hello. Can
Yeah,
you
can you hear
hear me?
me? Your voice is a bit cracking. Yeah, it was
Oh
cracking.
yeah. So yeah. So when like the symptoms or some episodes hit in, then you're basically telling to just fight through it rather than also um not mm, not be too hard on let's say on myself. So
Yeah,
yeah, as well taking things a bit
yeah,
easier
yeah,
and
yeah.
let time heal kind of.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
right. That's right. I agree with you, Alamanda. Truly,
mm,
it's very important that you also, in as much as you set that
mm,
task, give yourself
mm,
time.
mm,
Don't be too hard on yourself. It's
mm,
better to take each day at a time.
mm,
You work one day at a time. And it's
mm,
something that you don't expect everything. You don't expect
mm,
that success or you don't expect that activity to be done
mm,
spontaneously. You understand? It's good to give yourself that room to have some space, some time to relax, some time to know that, okay, some things I might do might not go so well. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. It doesn't mean that. It only means I need to look at different ways to approach similar situation. You understand? So being so hard can also increase the depression, and especially pay so much attention to social media. Sometimes you can see someone who might even say he did something. Maybe
mm,
that's the thing you're looking at. He did it in one day or even 2 days, and it was so successful and excellent. If you're not careful, you will feel, oh, you are the only one that's still struggling with this, that is still struggling to get there. That's not true. So all that you see is people's successes.
mm,
There are different work that is happening behind, different pains associated with it behind that you don't see. So, but that social media, if you focus so much on the social media, you tend to see that success that makes you feel, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I need to get there on this particular thing. But you need to give yourself time because it's not spontaneous. It doesn't appear like
mm,
you see there. So many things are happening behind the scene. You understand? So I really agree with you on that one. Yeah. So and just like we said, and if you trying to not be so hard. Thank you for adding that step. You added that one. Not being so hard on yourself and avoiding self isolation and also establishing a routine like activity that you will do throughout the day that will keep you engaged. It mustn't be something tedious or massive. Just break it down into little things that you will achieve and celebrate yourself that you were able to go through this. Right? Yeah. And also, please note that different individuals usually have different experiences, right? So the issue of this depression experience is different. People, everybody experiences it in a different way, and the things I mentioned could work for some people, just like you mentioned. I didn't have here, not being hard on yourself. That is something too that could work for some people. But there are some different people who their own situation are so unique that they might not it might not be listed here what will actually work, what is actually the practical step, because everyone is different. So at such it is very crucial and best that you consult a qualified professional. You consult a professional for this because the person will tend to give you a personalized advice based on your unique situation. And I promised to make this option available at the end of the section, and I'm happy to do that. Like I said during my intro, I'm a trained professional. I'm a counselor, and I will be happy to help you if you're interested, or anyone who is interested in this in walking through the challenge. So, in case you're interested for that help, or you feel okay, I think you might need some help, you can drop me a direct message with your name, your phone number, and when you'll be available, and I promise to get in touch. Is that okay? Yeah. So do you have any questions regarding the section and all of that?
No, but I don't know, but it's nice
Yeah.
to hear this kind of thing, and it turns out hearing this from a total stranger. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we are a stranger. it sounds nice, and it works as affirmation as well for
Yeah,
me, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been going through this for I think quite a long time. I mean, now, yeah, thankfully the depression itself is not mm, something huge.
yeah,
I think it's more like a symptomia now, the persistent stress disorder. But I also have anxiety, so the anxiety that um, sometimes more intense, and it could last
yeah,
yeah quite significant time. But yeah, depression itself is not really. So.
yeah.
Mm.
It's interesting to hear that, and I really appreciate your courage to make it here. Yeah, actually, and it's not. It's a move. It's a move towards what you hope to achieve. And if it is something I would love to connect with you, if it is something you prefer to maybe drop your number and when you prefer to be called, if that's okay by you, and I'll try to get in touch to also understand it on a personalized way and see how we can work through it, because the section now is recorded, and I wouldn't want to ask any further questions or anything so deep, just to help keep the what privacy, confidentiality, yeah, between us, right? Yeah, but I really do appreciate your time. Yeah. So, and I'll be
Thank you for your time as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'll be ending the section here today, and subsequent time I'll still be having some other webinars, and you will be informed. I have the email address. I'll always email you when there's anyone coming up, and if you're interested, you can always join. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's my pleasure connecting and hearing from
Mm.
you. I look forward to
Yes.
speaking with you some other time.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Alamanda. Take
Mm.
care.